I was fired for refusing to train my replacement, minus the CEO's daughter who expected me to teach her everything in 2 weeks 3 weeks ago. I was the senior marketing director at a company I'd helped build from the ground up. Today, I am unemployed because I refused to compress 10 years of experience into a 2-week training program for the CEO's 22-year-old daughter. I joined Horizon Media when it was just 8 people in a cramped office. For 10 years, I built our marketing department from nothing into an award-winning team that helped take the company from startup to industry leader. I created our brand voice, developed our client acquisition strategy, and personally brought in 3 of our biggest accounts. Last month, our CEO Mark called me into his office for what I thought was our regular strategy meeting. Instead, I found his daughter Amber sitting there fresh out of college with a business degree and 0 real-world experience. Great news, Mark announced. Amber's joining our executive team as the new Chief Operations Officer. You'll be training her for the next 2 weeks before transitioning to a new role we're creating. I was stunned. Not only was I being replaced by someone with no experience, but I was expected to train her for a position above my own a position that had never existed at our company before. What new role? I managed to ask. We're still defining it, Mark said vaguely, but it'll be lateral, don't worry. Sane compensation. That afternoon, Amber emailed me a training schedule she'd created. She wanted me to teach her everything from our proprietary client acquisition methods to our content strategy to our vendor relationships span all in 10 business days. The schedule included having me introduce her to our top clients as your new point of contact. When I suggested we needed at least 3 months for a proper transition, she replied, Dad says 2 weeks is standard. Besides, how complicated can it be? I graduated top of my class. I spent that night updating my resume and the next day requested a meeting with Mark. I explained that properly training someone for my role would take months, not days, and that introducing an inexperienced CMO to our major clients could jeopardize relationships I'd spent years building. Amber is family, he responded coldly, and family is the future of this company. I thought you understood that. For the next week, I tried my best. I created detailed documentation, explained our strategies, and introduced Amber to our team, but she was constantly on her phone during training sessions, asked me to just email the details, and once told a junior designer that his work was basic, and she'd seen better from Instagram. The breaking point came when she asked me to give her access to my personal contact list, including relationships I'd built before joining Horizon. When I declined, explaining, these were my professional connections, not company assets, she texted her father right in front of me. 20 minutes later, AOR called me in. They said I was being uncooperative and hindering leadership transition. I was given 2 options, fully comply with all of Amber's requests or accept a severance package. I've given 10 years to this company, I said. I helped build it, and now I am being pushed out because I won't hand over my entire career to someone who hasn't earned it. The HR director slid the severance agreement across the table. Mark was afraid you might be difficult about this. I left that afternoon with my personal belongings in a box. No goodbye to my team, no transition for my ongoing projects, just escorted out like I was a security threat. Yesterday, I received a mood-spin message from one of my former team members. Printingly, Amber has already lost one of our biggest clients after showing up unprepared to a renewal meeting. 3 senior team members have resigned, and Mark is telling everyone I left voluntarily to pursue other opportunities. This morning, I got a call from that lost client. They tracked me down through mutual connections and want to work with me directly. We hired Horizon because of you, they said, not because of the company name. I am meeting with a business attorney tomorrow to discuss starting my own agency, Parn, and the non-compete clause Mark is surely about to wave in my face. But one thing's certain, I won't be including training my replacement on my resume skills. Some things can't be taught in 2 weeks, like loyalty, respect, and the difference between inheriting a title and earning it.